Estetica Jones in CKISSRT4 traded a friend for her because my friend thought she was too poofy. This is Estetica Jones in Caramel Kiss that I absolutely loved. And this one was traded to me from a friend. This is CKISSRT4. And my friend thought she was too poofy. I think that girl needs some Tina Turner touch to her. So we're going to work on that. Okay, this worked out so nicely doing this on Jones in Silver Sun. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to use my A body. Has been discontinued, sorry. Kathleen Ryan has been using this one and says it works very well. Using it at 200 degrees. Maybe I need to hold it a little bit longer. I don't want those ends curly. All right, let's try it at 210. I didn't want to take the temperature too high because I didn't want it too curly. And then I think I just flung it. I'm taking tiny little sections. I'm combing out the tangles. Holding it about 10 seconds and flipping it. And I guess after I let this down, if I come back and this is not curly enough, I'll do it again. Now I'm going to, I want to go every other. Let's go this way. It feels like I'm not holding it long enough. Okay, I did 15 seconds there. Then I kind of twisted it with my finger. I could add water to it, but it seems like when I add water, things get too curly. Okay. See, I still want her to look like Jones. I just want a little bit more lift. Specifically in the top, so I'm just kind of starting right under the top because I don't want the top to be all bouffant. And then get flat right below it. So we're going to the left. I've got this at 210 degrees. I'm holding it maybe 15 seconds. Maybe go down. Let me go down to 190. When your curl is not, when it's not doing what you wanted, either try to go up or try to go down in your temperature. And I only went 10 seconds. Yeah, see, that gave me a little bit more bend. If your irons are too hot, it's kind of like you're melting a candle too hot to do anything with it. She's a good one for the summer. She's a good one for the wind, because the wind can just do whatever it wants and she still looks amazing. So I'm holding it like 15 seconds. I'm still taking thin strands so that the heat gets completely through the strand. So then I don't touch those, I don't move those until they cool down. And I'm kind of holding it up because I want lift. And you don't want to, if you already did this part and then your curling iron touches it, it's going to change that. So that's why I start, well, I didn't the other day because I wasn't sure what I was doing, but that's why I'm starting now below that so that I'm not changing that. That last one looked really good. That one was real cute though. Gosh darn it. She's brand new. She came to me from a Wig Sister that traded me. So she doesn't have any crinkles or anything. Nope, that one didn't work. I had thought about pulling, this is a 1 1/4 inch. I had thought about pulling out my 1 inch for these shorter hairs, but I didn't want it. I didn't want it 1 inch curly. And I'm leaving this last one just at the face, but I'm going to go one right behind it. Oh, I like that one. And then move it. Don't let it, if it falls funny, don't let it sit there funny, because it will cool and dry that way. So sometimes just moving it while it's still hot, you can get it to cool the way you want it. Oh, I like that. That's good for that one. If you can tell, this is specifically what I don't like about Jones, is the profile where those bangs are real flat on the forehead, because I have a 5-finger forehead and my nose, and I can't have it flat and then my nose. So I have to get these all bumped up nice to distract from my nose. And I'm gonna leave these pieces right here at the temple, because that, when I have pieces at my temple, it makes my forehead not look quite so wide. But what I'm going to do is go all the way around, and I thought I was going to need to pull it down, but it did just fine. It didn't do much. I don't know if you can even tell. I don't even know if you can see anything. Yeah. Let me take it there. Maybe fast forward some of this. Fast forward, combing out pieces. I don't know. We'll see. Cute. She's cute. And I know holding this tail up at the top seems kind of odd, but sort of seems to be working for me. If you find something that works, it doesn't matter whether it's odd or not. You do what works for you. We all have different ways of doing things. Watch lots of different people, and then you will figure out what you might like to do. Sherry had posted something the other day, and I thought, oh, I forgot to do that. But then when I was watching some videos of mine, I thought, oh, well, I guess I do kind of do the same, I do a similar thing differently, if that makes any sense. So you might be taking something from my videos and you tweak it a little bit to make it your own. Then you need to come back and share with us, so maybe we need to tweak what we're doing. I am trying to go, every other direction. To me, that seems to make it piecier, so they don't all just go together. And I'm not necessarily getting every single hair. Just letting them fall where they will. I'm not holding it on the cap. I'm not resting on the cap, because I don't want to flatten my permatease. I like my permatease, and I'm not holding it I'm not holding it firm against the head like that. Some people feel like you need to use a canvas head or a block head when you're using heat. I don't feel that's necessary. I always use my styrofoam, because I feel like they are lighter weight for me to move around, which was really a good thing the other day when I was steaming Zara. That was heavy with 2 hands. If I had had her on a canvas block, I wouldn't have been able to do that. She would have just been too heavy. I think I got that row too thick. Yeah, let's pin that part way up. So anyway, this girl has permatease, which was one reason that my friend traded me, because she felt like she was too poofy for her. But she is just not poofy enough for me. But if you didn't like the permatease, that's when you can just hold your curling iron right there at the scalp to help flatten that permatease. But you would want to do it in such a manner that you're not making smash marks. You know what I mean? I don't think I've used that term, smash marks, yet. But right now, I am not at the top where the permatease lives, where the majority of permatease lives. When I get up there, I will be really careful, because I like my permatease. See, I think those two look too much alike. So what I'm going to do is take half of one and half of the other and go a different direction. And then shake it up. We'll just go in the wrong direction. Whatever. All right, that was good. Sometimes I feel like when I'm doing this, I'm getting her to look a little bit too much like Mellow. I don't want to get her curls too curly like Mellow, but Mellow is a little bit longer than Jones. Mellow just looks like Jones grew out. Jones on the top, Mellow on the bottom. And her curls are not as, her curls aren't like that exactly-ish. But I think I've got a Mellow video where she looked amazing on one side, but she was kind of flat and not curly enough on the other side. So I think she was my first baby girl that I practiced on this. Well, you know, back then I wasn't taking videos every time I did something. If I messed up, I sure didn't want anybody to know about it. And I had no idea how to do YouTube or anything. All right, let me let her down. So since this one's already sort of going this way, we're gonna start with this way. Otherwise it looks like there's a hole right there. Not a hole, you know what I mean. When you have like a cowlick. Like that. Like that. We went that way, let's try to go this way. I'm specifically leaving those tails out. And somebody asked once, you know, do you always have to do the whole wig? Absolutely not. If you have just one area that needs some attention, just do that. Just do that. Oh, I'm holding that so you can see if I don't remember if you're high enough or not. I'm going to take this little piece back. See, when your curling iron is this low, you can touch it. I'm going to go back with this one. Little shorty, and there's all those little short hairs in there. You just want to go around enough with your curling iron that you don't have ends bent. And then I'm going to come to me on this one. And yes, I probably could have just gave her bangs some lift and been fine. But it's a nice cool day and might as well do it while I can. So I'm going to go back with this one. Go sort of, you know, like under. That's what we'll do. Yeah. And I am at the section now where it's at the top where the permatease is. So how many months have I spent twisting the darn tripod when I could have just been twisting the head? I'm not laying that down on top of that permatease because I don't want to smash that permatease. But if you did want to smooth that permatease just with the back of your curling iron, you could just go like that. So you could just move it down and move it up and then comb it while it's warm, move it up, move it down, comb it while it's warm. I'm not going to demonstrate that because I like her permatease. I don't want to lose her permatease. But that's why when I'm curling it, see, can you zoom in and see that permatease there? That's why when I'm curling it, I don't hold the curling on all the way down there. I don't want to change that permatease. I'm going to go just 10 on that one and see if that makes a difference. Like maybe holding it for 15 seconds is holding it too long. Trying to take these back towards me, or this one anyway. Only went 10 seconds. Probably not enough. Let's go more. And even though she is pinned on this mannequin at the temples each side and the nape each side. Even though she's pinned, See, there's still a lot of give because these mannequin heads are smaller than your wigs. So you're still going to have that give. It's okay. Going forward on this one. Going back here. Let me go forward on this one. I've said it before, I don't usually do bangs on a mannequin head. I usually wait until they're on my head. But I know Jones. I know what I want her to do. So I readjusted this to come at more of an angle towards the back. I use a little t-shirt to hold the head where I want it. So this is the back crown. This is the top crown. And I kind of want to bring things back towards me. Still taking tiny little strands. Well, now see, the thing is, when you tilt her like that, now you can't twist her head. Go this way. I'm holding this out of the way just so it doesn't get heated up. All right, so I like those. And then I kind of pull through that bottom because I don't want it too curly up here. And I'm going to kind of go, I think, up and over because that's the crown. I want lift right there. Even if it ends up looking like a rooster tail. Ah, yeah. It's a little bit of a kink right there. See it? See, and that's sort of already doing what I want it to, but it's only doing that because I've got her leaned to the back. If she sat up, she wouldn't do that. So I'm heating her to make sure she still does that when I lean her up. She doesn't get to go to Walmart. That kink under there is going to bother me, isn't it? Maybe not, because I can't see it. All right, let's go left on this one. Moving those out of the way back here. Making sure those tails are not in. I like it. See, I'm moving this tripod with my feet. Sometimes you have to readjust your bottom. How do I say that? You have to readjust it enough that there's got a little bit of a pivot there. If you have it too strong on the feet stay in place and it's hard to pivot. So play with that if you're not able to get it to move with your feet like you want. Is that making any sense at all? Okay. Like it. And if you didn't want to do those hairs, you don't have to. You could put maybe gel or hairspray. I don't like to get my girls too gelled up or too hairsprayed because then they just absorb the Kansas dirty wind too quick and then they have to be shampooed quickly. Now, I don't want to smash this underneath here, so I'm not going to go all the way down to the base. That's what it's called. I wasn't thinking of that earlier. Oh, I like that. See that nice lift? And always remember where you're at. See, I'm at the crown right now. Here's her front of her face, her nose. That one might be poking up too high, but you all know me. I'll be fine with that. These are cool on this side. I can pull these down and clip them out of my way because they're cool. We're at the top center crown, so I'm just going to go straight back with this. Holding the tail out. Yeah. Like it. Be careful taking your little clippies out. They will pull and snag on a hair. And see, now I've got my little T-pin up there. I put my T-pin right in her forehead. I know it doesn't seem nice, but it holds this hair without it falling. But I'm trying to heat it to go back and stay back. And I think I'm only holding those 10 seconds now. I'm holding the one underneath it out of the way with my hand right here. Only went 10 seconds. Cool it off a minute. Yeah, can you believe June 30th and I've got sweatpants and slippers on? Oh, the weather is so gorgeous. Lots of cool rain this morning. 61 degrees when I woke up on June 30th. Careful pulling those clips out. Okay, so this is just right behind the temple. I guess I'm going to try to go like this-ish. Hold those out of the way. See, even though it looks the same, I'm hoping that because it's got the heat, it's going to stay that way, even when I flip her up. We're going to go back with this one. I hope you can see that. I'm kind of grabbing the ones from underneath so they're not sitting under the heat. Is this on? That's why it's not working. Curling iron went off. Let's get the curling iron on again and try that again. Let's try it again. And if this doesn't work, I might add a little spray water. It seems to me that when I add spray water when I'm curling, I do it for two reasons. It either helps keep the hair integrity if I have a curling iron that doesn't go low enough, or it can help make it curlier. So let's see what it'll do for this. That looks like a rooster crow for sure. You would definitely see me coming. I don't want to pull out my 1-inch because I don't want these to look like curly little bangs. Okay. Now I'm going to shake it out. Okay. I like that. Can we do that again? Okay, I'm going to get these wet. And I don't know if you were able to see that fiasco that I did or not. Because I like her up, and I know it kind of still looks like Rod Stewart, but hey, I like to think more, is it Pat Benatar? I don't remember. I just like her to look sassy. This particular tripod has what I call big feet. The spread on it is bigger than my others. My others are, well, they went down for a tornado shelter and they haven't been back yet. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay, I'm gonna go kind of back-ish. You know, it's ridiculous to have everything in a tornado shelter when I forget it's there for one thing. And it's like, come on, just live my life. I don't know what that's gonna do. We'll see. And I'm kind of just, I'm trying to get there close, heat it up, and just pull it back. Let it cool that way. You know, if you put your heads on there and they still wobble too much, you need to adjust your nuts and bolts and screws. You want to make sure you're in tight enough. All right, I'm not sure if that's doing what I want it, but oh, you know what? I think this is what I did on one of my first ones. Clip her all the way back. Clip her all the way back. Get that wet there. Now, I don't want to hold it long enough to change that permatease because I like it. But I'm just going over it enough that I'm heating it up that it'll stay back when I let her down. All right, now let's start going kind of up and sideways here. You kind of need to have a smooth, consistent motion. If I don't, that's where I'm getting some little kinkies right where I put the curling iron if I don't have a smooth and consistent motion. I'm going to go straight forward, straight up and forward with this. Yeah, that's doing what I want it. I'm going to spray in here, and I'm kind of going to us this way. Yeah, okay. Now you can see how, can you see? Can you see how that row has more lift and then you got these flat ones underneath it? Let's get this out, see what it does. That's what I want. I like that. She's cute. Okay, I'm gonna give this a minute so I can clip it back. I'm gonna get these wet and I want some lift. And I'm taking teeny tiny pieces because I don't wanna, I guess we used to call it a hot dog roll. I don't want that hot dog roll across my forehead. Nice, smooth, consistent motion, and then I'm just gonna give it a little pull. I want him to look messy. I want him to look like she just crawled out of bed and she hit the road running. This is the second one I've curled on the mannequin. I wonder if I can start, that's cute. I wonder if I should start curling them all on the mannequin. It's a little high, but we'll do that. I like it. I can't remember when I had her on. I can't remember whether these, I'm gonna take that in 2 pieces. I can't remember whether her bangs were too long or not. I have not cut them, and I don't want to cut them. You know what? I don't want to lift that one up. Okay, let's see what we have here. Just get in there and shake her up. I like it. Nope, she's a little flat there. Oh, see, she's got some nice fullness here. She's a little flat here. Let me shake her. See, I don't want to walk into the store and have her doing that. I like the bangs. The bangs are doing nice. This needs some more attention. I like the bangs a lot. I don't know, maybe I don't wear her as full and fluffy as my other one. That's an idea. But I want this back more. Okay, so I'm going to get this wet to see if we can get that a little curlier. Like I said, I think it seems like when I get things wet, they're a little curlier. And I'm just going to kind of pick and choose. Only holding it like 10 seconds. Okay, that's a little too curly. Pull it down. Pull that out of my way. Move those with your fingers where you want them to cool. And this girl acts like she wants to have a cowlick back here. What is up with that? Now I made another one of those little kinks right there. Let me take it in a smaller section. It's like where I'm not being smooth, or I'm holding it. Maybe it's where the bend, I don't know. I think it's where I'm holding that clip when I'm smoothing it around. And see, I probably won't be able to tell if this is doing what I want it to do until I let it all dry. You know, sometimes that's one reason I don't always like to use water, is because I am not patient enough to wait for it to dry. But like I said, we're using water in this case because it seems like when I use the water, I can get it to curl more. Still doing this at 190. I can't remember if I'm holding it 10 or 15 seconds. Went 15 on that one. See, I just don't want these long pieces coming long over her bangs. I got those nice and lifted where I want them. I don't want these flopping over them. Pull that one down. I don't want that too curly. All right. Okay, she looks like, let's see, she goes up and down, she gets tossed around. Not bad. I could do that. I could do that. Oh, girl, I still want a little bit more here. And I don't know if this is the side that comes, you know, sometimes they're box hair, they're where the zigzag part is. Sometimes that, don't get those ends bent up there. Sometimes that zigzag part gives you a little trouble. And I'm probably taking these sections bigger than I normally would, but hey, don't get those ends bent. Pull that back. I don't want that curly. Okay. I could do that. I'm gonna let that cool a minute. Not long. Yeah, I could do that. I like her. Love you. Oh yes, she is. Miss Sassy Pants in the house. Estetica Jones in CKISSRT4. I added heat on the top and I just now added some gel to give her more sass.